I just saw the Project Sekai movie in theaters, and I will be the first to say that this movie is a fun time. I enjoyed it. I mean, it wasn't the greatest movie ever made, but it was a good time. I enjoyed myself. Also, I just want to get out of the way. This is completely unscripted. These are my impressions, my thoughts right after getting back home from the movie theater. So if you hear noises in the background or anything weird with the audio quality, it's probably that. I do not care enough to do with anything better with this. But anyways, if you're a Project Sekai fan, you are going to have a great time with this movie. As a matter of fact, there was these people in the top right of my theater. They were all like teenage girls, and every time that Emu would come up on screen or say something, they'd all squeal and go, "Oh my god!" Like every time she would go, "What the hell?" or she would be doing like Emu shit, just like being cute. Then they would go, and like, yeah. And I'm going to tell you straight up, the ideal way to watch this movie is with a group of teenage girls gasping every time a character they like comes on screen. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way, because that made for a great movie experience. But anyways, about the movie, I should probably talk about that. But as I was saying earlier, if you are a Project Sekai fan, you're gonna have a great time with this movie. There's so much to pick out of this, and there's so many cute little interactions and bits and jokes with the characters, and just, I don't know. It's nice to see the characters talking, you know, just like on the big screen. Honestly, the most impressive part about this, or like the most notable part, was like, whoa, this is Project Sekai on the big screen, on the silver screen. They are at my movie theater, and honestly, I just thought that was the coolest part about the movie. So what about if you aren't a Project Sekai fan? First things first, this is not a Hatsune Miku movie. This is a Project Sekai movie. Keep trying, Project Diva fans. You're gonna get your movie eventually. If you go into this movie knowing, like, nothing about Project Sekai, the movie is not going to bother to explain that to you. It is going to do its own thing, and you are going to be thoroughly confused unless if you have good context clues ability to understand that shit. Like, it doesn't bother to explain any of the characters, really, who they are or what a Sekai is. It just like throws you into these groups and goes, alright, this is the rock one, this is the rap one, this is the Discord one, this is the idol one. It's just like, you know, honestly though, as someone who, you know, has experience with Project Sekai, I'm glad it was this way, but I do feel for the people that have no idea what they were getting into. As a matter of fact, the person who was sitting right next to me actually had an experience like that. This person had no idea what movie he was getting into. Before the movie started, this dude comes by, sits down next to me, he's like, "Sup, dude?" I was like, "Sup? You looking forward to the movie?" I'm cautiously optimistic. I like the game, so I'm hoping it's gonna be good." "Oh, this is a game?" And I was like, "Oh, you gotta sit down for a ride." I gave like this basic rundown, then I was like, alright, imagine these 5 groups of people and they just get group therapy from Hatsune Miku. And he was like, uh-huh. I turned to him and I go, "So what made you think about seeing this movie?" And he was like, "Oh, I've heard a couple Hatsune Miku songs and I saw this ad for the movie on Instagram and I figured I would come." And I was like, "Dude, you're gonna be so confused." Luckily though, he actually had a great time. When the movie was over, he was like, "Yeah, I gotta consider checking this game out. I enjoyed myself." I was like, "Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. By the way, out of the 5 groups, which one was your favorite?" And he was like, "Oh, I like the online Discord one." And I was like, shout out to that guy though. He was real chill about it. He was like asking me questions about the game, and after the movie was over, and he was like, "So what about this? And what about this?" And I was like, "Yeah," I answered that for him. He seemed genuinely interested, and you know what? That's cool. I'm glad he enjoyed the movie. I even showed him the Triggered Legs channel YouTube channel, and he was like, "Oh, dude, that's cool. You make a YouTube videos?" And I showed him the Kanade Ramen one, and he was like, So even if you don't know anything about Hatsune Miku or even Project Sekai as a whole, if you like go to this movie, you're still gonna get something out of it. You're still gonna have a good time. Like, I don't know if I would bring my dad to the Project Sekai movie, but like, maybe my mom. But anyways, I guess I should probably start talking about the movie itself, huh? So a second ago I mentioned that this movie doesn't really bother to explain the characters or the world or what a Sekai is or even Hatsune Miku really. It just kind of expects you to know what it is. You would think that the pacing is super fast, but the first half of the movie, it low-key just repeats itself. Just like, Miku goes to a different place, goes to a different Sekai, and she's like, "Hey, I want to learn how to sing. I want to learn how to impact people, make a difference in people's lives." And then, like, one by one, the groups are like, "Okay, yeah, we'll help you." It was very repetitive in the first half of the movie, so much so, whenever the new Miku would, like, sing her song, or she would start singing, she'd go, "Kito!" Like, there would be just, like, giggles throughout the movie theater, just like, she's singing her song again. Like, yes, she is singing her song again. You would hear people, like, echoing the "Kito," and it's like, everyone would start giggling. It was really weird. I don't think that was the intended effect that the directors probably had in mind for that. I guess they just really wanted to play the Deco Nina song. But after the first half of the movie, it really kicks into gear. It becomes a really enjoyable film, and all of the new songs that were made for the movie, they all flow super seamlessly into each other in this final half of the movie. And I was a little impressed, because I was expecting them to be like shoehorned in, or the characters would like sing the song for the Miku, and then the new Miku would be like, yes, I see, I understand. However, this is not helping me, so I will go to a different one and then repeat the process. But they don't do that. They like play the new songs one after the other towards the end of the movie, and you know what? It flows in a very nice way. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie. I said that already. Another thing that I appreciate this movie for is that, like, all 5 groups got a fair amount of even screen time, surprisingly. Like, none of them really felt lopsided. They were all equally doing basically nothing for the first half of the movie, and then doing basically everything in the second half of the movie. It was, you know, it's... Dude, this movie's gonna spark so many profile pictures when it comes to streaming services. It's gonna be crazy. This shit is gonna hit the Project Sekai Twitter like community like crack. And then finally, I guess my last point with this movie is just... It's pretty. It's just a pretty movie to look at. What was it? PA Works that did the animation for this movie. It looks nice. It's just a nice movie to look at. I didn't notice anything weird or jarring. The backgrounds were pretty. Oh, the CG was really weird. There was a lot of CG in the first half of the movie, or like whenever they're animating crowds, they use CG, and it's just like it's static and very bland. But the 2D animation itself is nice. It's enjoyable. I like it a lot. I keep thinking of these like last things to say before I say it. My biggest gripe with this movie, my one complaint, only comes from the fact that I am a Project Sekai fan. The fact that I like this game is where my complaint comes in. The characters from the different groups do not interact much throughout the movie between one another. Like, so you don't really see any interactions between, like, I don't know, for example, Kanade and Ichika. You don't really see them interacting. And I thought this would be a great time to like have the characters find out that they all use Sekai and shit. I thought that would have been really cool if like Tsukasa and Saki could like, you know, Hatsune Miku, and then like the other would be like, yeah, I know Hatsune Miku, and then like no, they don't do that. They don't do that, and it made me a little sad because that was what I was expecting from the movie. I was like, I was hoping that they would do it, but they don't do it. That makes me sad. But yeah, no, this is a good movie. I liked it. If you like Project Sekai, you will also really like this movie. If you like Hatsune Miku and don't know anything about Project Sekai, you will also like this movie, but you won't understand it as much. If you are a parent of someone who likes Hatsune Miku or Project Sekai, and you're gonna have something to relate to your kid with. You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna enjoy it. I highly doubt that there's any parents watching this YouTube video, but if you are, shout out to you. Raising a kid is probably difficult. Not that I would know anything about that myself. You know, as a certified former child myself, I would imagine raising a kid is probably difficult. One final thing before I get into the outro. Mafumam is spotted at the beginning of the movie. Like, she's there for maybe like 10 seconds, and in my brain, I was like, oh, I'm making a video essay about you, and it's currently 30 minutes long, and I'm still editing that shit. It was supposed to come out on April Fool's, but I'm still working on it, and, fuck my life.
Let's get some pussy tonight.
Thanks for making it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed listening to my completely unscripted, just base thoughts. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about the movie in the comments if you've seen it, or if you want to see it, or select theaters if you haven't been able to see it. Just let me know. Give me interaction. I want your comments. I read every one of them. I sometimes like them. I sometimes heart them. I'll see you in the next video. See you in the Mafumam video. Oh dear, I hope I can get that done.